Cold to hot to frozen. The lost world of Antarctica. Close your eyes and picture Antarctica. What do you see? Probably an endless frozen wasteland. Howling winds, ice stretching endlessly, and penguins huddled together for warmth. A place where no life should survive. But what if I told you, this land of ice was once a prehistoric paradise? Imagine lush, towering rainforests teeming with life, rivers snaking through vibrant greenery, and colossal creatures, some friendly, others terrifying, roaming free. A world so alien compared to what we see today that it almost seems like science fiction. Yes, millions of years ago, Antarctica was nothing like the frozen desert we know now. It was warm, it was green, and it was home to some of the strangest and deadliest creatures to ever walk the earth. From enormous amphibians lurking in ancient swamps to towering dinosaurs that ruled the land, this forgotten world was bursting with life. But then, everything changed. Over millions of years, Antarctica slowly drifted to the bottom of the world. Temperatures dropped, ice sheets formed, and a land that was once thriving became a barren, frozen wasteland. The transformation was so extreme that the creatures who once roamed freely were buried beneath miles of ice, their remains locked away like time capsules, waiting to tell their stories. So what exactly happened? How did a paradise become an icy graveyard? What monstrous creatures once roamed this lost world? And could Antarctica ever return to its former glory? Strap in, because today on Brothers Explore, we're taking a journey back in time, diving deep beneath the ice to uncover the shocking and forgotten history of Antarctica before it froze. Chapter 1. Antarctica, a continent in motion. Today, Antarctica is a frozen continent isolated at the bottom of the world, cut off from the rest of the planet by violent seas and extreme weather. But it wasn't always like this. Over 200 million years ago, Antarctica was part of a colossal supercontinent called Gondwana, connected to what are now South America, Africa, India, and Australia. Over time, tectonic plates, the giant slabs of rock that make up Earth's crust, began shifting, pulling Antarctica further south. For much of its history, Antarctica wasn't frozen at all. Fossil evidence tells us that during the Cretaceous period, around 90 million years ago, it was covered in dense rainforests, similar to the Amazon today. Imagine warm temperatures averaging 12 degrees Celsius 53 degrees Fahrenheit, warmer than parts of modern-day Europe. A walk through prehistoric Antarctica. Picture yourself walking through an ancient Antarctic jungle. The air is humid, filled with the thick, earthy scent of damp leaves and towering ferns. Massive conifer trees stretch high into the sky, their branches dripping with vines. The ground is soft underfoot, a mixture of rich soil and fallen leaves, buzzing with life. A river winds through the lush valley, its surface rippling as creatures move just below. Giant insects flit between the trees, their iridescent wings catching the light. Strange amphibians, some the size of modern crocodiles, lurk in the shallow waters, their golden eyes watching silently. Then you hear it, a deep, rumbling growl in the distance. Birds scatter from the treetops. The undergrowth rustles. Something is moving, something huge. Because yes, Antarctica was home to dinosaurs. Towering theropods, distant relatives of the mighty T-Rex, stalked the ancient forests, hunting smaller prey with razor-sharp teeth. Long-necked titanosaurs lumbered through the vegetation, their massive bodies shaking the earth with every step. And in the swamps, enormous marine reptiles ruled the waters, snapping their jaws at anything that dared to cross their path. Antarctica wasn't just warm, it was a prehistoric paradise, a lost world teeming with life. But this paradise wouldn't last forever. The forces of nature were already at work, setting the stage for an unimaginable transformation. Chapter 2. When dinosaurs ruled Antarctica. Think dinosaurs only roamed North America, Asia, or Africa? Think again. Fossils found in Antarctica prove that this frozen land was once crawling with prehistoric giants. Let's set the scene. You're standing in the middle of an ancient Antarctic valley 90 million years ago. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and prehistoric flora buzzing with the hum of giant insects. A warm, golden sun filters through the massive canopy, casting shifting shadows on the jungle floor. To your left, a Cretasaurus, a 30-foot-long, duck-billed herbivore, grazes peacefully on ferns, its leathery skin dappled with sunlight. A group of smaller dinosaurs scurry nearby, chirping in warning as something stirs in the trees. Then, from the dense undergrowth, an apex predator emerges, the Cryolophosaurus, sometimes called the Elvis dinosaur because of its strange crest. It's 21 feet, 6.5 meters long, its golden eyes scanning for movement. Its razor-sharp teeth glint as it lets out a guttural roar, muscles tensing as it prepares to strike. Above, pterosaurs glide effortlessly, their wings casting eerie shadows on the jungle floor. And in the water? Mosasaurs, sharks, and enormous plesiosaurs dominate the ancient Antarctic seas, hunting anything that dares to swim. This was Antarctica at its peak, a land teeming with life, locked in an endless cycle of predator and prey. But this prehistoric paradise would not last forever. A disaster was coming, one that would change the world forever. Chapter 3: The Asteroid That Changed Everything. 66 million years ago, everything changed in an instant. A monstrous 6-mile-wide asteroid hurtled toward Earth at over 40,000 miles per hour, slamming into what is now Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. The impact unleashed energy equivalent to billions of nuclear bombs, triggering an apocalyptic chain reaction that reshaped the planet. Even though Antarctica was thousands of miles from the impact, the devastation knew no boundaries. A colossal tsunami, hundreds of feet high, raced across the oceans, obliterating everything in its path. Firestorms ignited across entire continents as superheated debris rained down from the sky. The Earth trembled with violent earthquakes, shaking the very foundations of the prehistoric world. Then, the final blow, the sky went dark. A dense, suffocating cloud of ash and dust rose into the atmosphere, blocking out the sun for months, perhaps even years. Temperatures plummeted. Plants withered and died. Without vegetation, herbivores starved. And soon, the mighty carnivores that once ruled the land followed. The reign of the dinosaurs was over. But Antarctica's story wasn't finished yet. Unlike other parts of the world, Antarctica's location near the South Pole meant its creatures were already adapted to months of winter darkness. Some species may have survived longer than their counterparts elsewhere. Fossil evidence suggests that small, warm-blooded animals, early relatives of mammals and birds, managed to hold on, eking out an existence in the shadows of a dying world. Yet, the end was inevitable. As the planet's ecosystems collapsed, Antarctica, too, succumbed to the mass extinction. The once thriving forests vanished. The great beasts that once roamed its lands disappeared. And as millions of years passed, a new force began to shape the continent, the slow, relentless advance of ice. The asteroid had triggered a new age, and for Antarctica, the journey into cold and isolation had only just begun. Chapter 4: The Greenhouse Era. Antarctica gets hotter than Kenya. Most people assume that after the dinosaurs disappeared, Antarctica instantly became an icy wasteland. But that's not what happened. During the Eocene epoch, around 56 to 34 million years ago, Antarctica experienced one of the hottest periods in Earth's history. Average temperatures soared to 25 degrees Celsius, 77 degrees Fahrenheit, hotter than Kenya today. Palm trees, mangroves, and lush swamps covered the land. Strange mammals took the place of dinosaurs, giant marsupials, massive flightless birds, and bizarre-trunked mammals resembling a cross between a tapir and an elephant. And lurking in the shadows? The terror birds, 8-foot-tall, flightless carnivores with curved beaks capable of ripping prey apart in seconds. But these weren't the only monsters in Eocene Antarctica. Chapter 5: Antarctica's Deadliest Predators. The rivers and swamps were ruled by giant prehistoric crocodiles over 23 feet, 7 meters, long, bigger than any alive today. In the oceans, Basilosaurus, a terrifying 40-foot-long sea serpent, hunted in the depths. Even penguins grew to monstrous sizes, some towering over 6 feet, 2 meters, tall. But this paradise wouldn't last forever. Chapter 6: The Great Freeze. Around 34 million years ago, the Earth began cooling. As Antarctica drifted further south, powerful ocean currents cut it off from warm waters. Temperatures plunged, forests died, and glaciers advanced. By 5 million years ago, Antarctica was completely frozen, and only a few creatures, like penguins and seals, managed to adapt. But could this cycle repeat? Chapter 7: Will Antarctica thaw again? For millions of years, Antarctica has been locked in an icy grip, its frozen wastelands seemingly untouchable. But what if that were to change? With climate change accelerating, scientists warn that Antarctica's vast ice sheets are melting at an alarming rate. Over the next few centuries, if global temperatures continue to rise, parts of this frozen continent could become ice-free. Rivers could flow again. Rocky valleys could be exposed. And for the first time in millions of years, life could reclaim the land. A glimpse into the future. Imagine standing on the shores of a newly thawed Antarctica where glaciers once towered but now retreat into the distance. Green moss and hardy shrubs take root in the exposed soil. Strange birds with long, curved beaks, descendants of today's seabirds, stalk through the wetlands in search of prey. Further inland, dense forests of Antarctic beech trees sway in the breeze, much like their ancient relatives from the Eocene epoch. In the undergrowth, small mammals scurry through the ferns, adapting quickly to their changing world. Could evolution, given enough time, shape them into something new, perhaps even something resembling the long-lost creatures that once ruled this land? And if the warming continues, could ancient life make a true comeback? Some scientists speculate that microorganisms buried deep beneath Antarctica's ice could reawaken as the thawing begins. Could we one day witness prehistoric bacteria, frozen for millions of years, re-emerging into the modern world? A warning from the past. But Antarctica's history also serves as a cautionary tale. The last time Earth was this warm, sea levels were over 50 feet higher than today. If Antarctica's ice melts too quickly, it won't just transform the continent, it could reshape coastlines around the world, swallowing cities and changing the course of human civilization forever. Will Antarctica return to its prehistoric paradise, or will humanity find a way to slow its transformation? For now, the ice holds its secrets. But one day, the lost world of Antarctica may rise again. Antarctica has been a land of extremes, a prehistoric jungle, a tropical paradise, and now an icy desert. But its story is far from over. Beneath the miles of ice, secrets remain locked away, waiting to be uncovered. Who knows what else is buried beneath Antarctica's frozen surface? If you enjoyed this deep dive into prehistoric Antarctica, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more mind-blowing explorations. This is Brothers Explore, and we'll see you in the next adventure.